when you see them, girls like a guy that demonstrate confidence, right? And that confidence could come from pretty much anything. How you approach them is one. What you say is the next. When you say it, how you say it, all that's important. When you go to like a bar setting or a club setting or anything like that, speaking, going perfect English and all that instructional words isn't gonna fly all the time because you gotta assess your environment. So if you're in a neighborhood where you're like, this is not the type of girls that's gonna be like that, you don't need to speak proper English. You could speak chop English, but just make sure your chop English sounds good for them to respond to you. And when I say this, you're not gonna be like, hey, what you doing? What you doing? Do you think the weather is nice? Like that shit makes no sense. All right. It'll be like, yo, what's up? How you treating the weather? I like to say it that way. And I realize that works a lot. Like I'm not asking how the weather treats you. I'm not saying how you treating the weather. So when they hear that, like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're walking around here with your hot self. You're giving us climate problem. At that point, they start to smile, laugh, and be like, huh, you got a game on. And I'm like, I don't know. I think I just say a lot of good stuff when I see Pretty Woman, right? And they like that too, and then the conversation keeps going. When you're talking to them, when you're meeting them, when you see them, just talk, right? And one of the most important thing is sometimes they will say things to you that you don't like. They will say things that are sarcastic. They will say things that's opposite. They will say things to try to dismiss you. Don't run away from it.
And your
Run with
response
it.
and your response is very important. Like how you respond to what they say to you. You need to act as if like it don't affect you at all.
Never let her see you cry. All right, you gonna say something to try to hurt me? No, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna run with it. For me, if I go places and I see a girl like taking pictures, I'm like, man, I really want to talk to her. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna use what she's doing as a way to break that ice. I'm gonna approach her and be like, okay, I see we're taking pictures. Do you want me to take this for you? Or let's take one together. They'll look at you and be like, okay, and they take the picture. And when they take the picture, and if they like it, you run with it. Okay, you like this. All right. Let me see what you're gonna do next. Let's take this and do that. And when you're done, they'll be like, all right, send that to me. I want to see it. What do you get at that point? You get the number. It works easy, seamless. And you leave her thinking that, damn, this dude is confident. That confidence comes from the fact that he's confident enough to approach me and talk to me and keep me interested, to be interested in him. And I feel comfortable. I don't have to overthink it. And I like that. And that's it, man. It's different things. A lot of guys can't do that. Mm-hmm. Now, something that you said about the whole bad boy thing, there's no good boy, bad boy, whatever. Girls don't like bad boys to say I like bad boys.
So how do you like approach your girl? How do you set up like get her information? You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, tell me your experience.
Start them off.
Give me one of your experience. How you.
I mean,
let's say you see her on the street. Let's go with this. We're going to do two scenarios. Right. On the street versus at a lounge. Okay. You see her on the street. Mm-hmm. How do you approach and get her number?
I haven't approached a girl on the street in a long time.
Yes.
I've done it before. I mean,
in the bar.
I mean, it's a long time, honestly. I mean,
okay. So how would you do it?
Give me a set.
Give me a set. Give you a set. She's walking home. She's walking to go somewhere. She's on the street. I can't really give you a perfect setting. She's on the street. Okay. Walking, sitting, just there at the bus stop. She's on the street.
You're sitting waiting at the bus stop.
Okay, that's not. To me, that may be a little bit easier because if, like, say, they were just walking home and there was no bus stop, I feel like that's harder because usually in my mind, they're like usually they don't want to hear nothing. They're just trying to get home. Mm-hmm. But if they're on a bus stop, they got time since they're just sitting there waiting for the bus.
So how would you approach that?
I would say I would try to find common ground, honestly, and then work my way from there. So like not like weather. because that's too. I would say that's too basic and too lame. But just I'll try to find like I would look to see if I could find like a subject. I don't know.
Like what?
Like for example, if she was like wearing some pieces of clothing, I'd be like, "Oh, that's nice. What you got on?" Or
Mm,
that, or maybe even like, "Oh, that's a nice song."
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Hold
I
on.
don't know, something
Hold
like
on,
that.
bro. So she's wearing
Something like
nice
that.
clothing. You're gonna be like, what's going on?
Okay.
What you got?
let me say something.
I don't know.
You see, like, okay, one things I look for if she have a tattoo,
Mm-hmm.
I will like approach like, hey, so I don't mean to bother you, but I know that you tattoo and I like it. You know, where did you get it from? You know, what artist you got it from? You know, start a
Okay.
conversation. And like, oh, I got this from them. Like, oh, what does that tattoo mean? It
Mhm.
seems interesting. And boom, she's got her thinking,
Yeah.
why she got
Yeah.
the tattoo,
Yeah.
or what it
Reason-
represent. Like, oh, I got it because,
You see, I
my
like
home
that. You see, I
country.
like that. You see, you got it to talk about herself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You see, I like that. You saw something, it's like, oh, that's interesting. And he's talking about that interest, and she's able to talk about it. And in talking about it, she's talking about herself.
Yeah, the main thing is how to open up for her to like get her interest and to talk about herself. I mean, if you were to use clothing, I would probably say something like,
What's her favorite clothing line?
they say, no, it's like, okay, I like your shoes, and it's the type of shoes my mom normally wears.
Type of shoes, what?
My mom normally wears, and I'd like to get her a gift.
Mhm.
Her birthday's coming up. I want to get her a gift, and I like the shoes. Where'd you get it from? And she can't ignore that. You're trying to do something nice for your mom, and you just asking, where she get her shoes from.
You know what? That line never goes old, to be honest. It dates back to history, like I've heard a lot, where guys will actually pick up girls at the mall in Victoria's Secret using the same thing. I'm getting something for my mom. Even at the supermarket. What do you think about this orange? And they bring the mom in, and girls just tend to go on that. So that never gets old, man.
I honestly thought that didn't work, but I'm lost. I didn't know that.
But it can be bullshit. Chicken knows bullshit. You know it's bullshit. But the thing is, if you approach with confidence, you look good, you dress good, you look good, she's like, okay, I kind of like this guy. Let me play along.
Okay.
Yeah. Pique our interest, man. Always come off. What is it? Come off interesting, not interested. All right. So you're interesting to know about her. You don't want her to feel like you're interested in her. So come off interesting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But all right. So for me, if I see her on the road at
Yeah.
the bus stop, somewhere, okay, let's say it's raining, sunny, or whatever, I'm going to probably get next to her, ask her how long you been here at the bus stop. What time is the next bus?
Yeah.
She's gonna start talking.
That's a
At
good
that-
one. That's
yeah.
a good one.
At that point, no, I'm gonna give you a real life scenario. So there was this girl actually at the bus stop, looking fine. All right, light skin, all that. She wasn't from the area. She was visiting the area. So I knew all this through the conversation. So I approached her. I'm like, I noticed I don't see the bus schedule here. What time is the next bus coming? And she told me I was coming in like, 15 minutes. So I'm like, how long you been here at the bus stop waiting? So she told me that. So I'm like, I noticed something. Where are you from? And she started talking and she's like, oh, I'm not from the area. I'm from so on and so forth. I'm like, you traveled from all the way to come here? And we started talking. And, she told me that she came. A friend invited her out. She came to spend time with her friend, yada, yada, yada. The friend was a female, which was like in mind. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I get in mind, I'm like, I don't care if this is a dude. You know why? Because you're here at the bus stop by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're talking and we started laughing and the conversation going well. And then the bus came and I was like, darn it. I was supposed to be like, take my number, but it didn't happen. But I got her name, I got the conversation. We were laughing about certain things. When she got on the bus, she was looking for me to get on the bus. And I was like, oh, shoot, I don't have my Metro card with me, so I can't get on the bus. I didn't have my Metro card with me, so I couldn't get on the bus. So
Damn.
she got on and she looked out and she saw me. I just wave hi and that was it. And I was like, yo, that was a good conversation.
Go talk to her on the bus, you know.
Yeah.
She was looking for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would just hop on the bus like, hey, I forgot my Metro card. Can you let me through? You know. that works. I mean, you laugh, but that works. I see that a lot.
You see it a lot.
Bus drivers normally they don't really care.
Uh-huh.
They're just trying to whatever, let's go.
Yeah, it's trying to go with the business.
Yeah.
Man. It is, man. So, all right. So that's one scenario. So let's say meet her at the launch.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna approach her at the launch?
I would say give me a scenario for that one because I want to see just because there's different.
She's sitting by herself.
Mhm.
She's on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, that's a good one. She's sitting by herself on her phone. Yeah, she's occupied on her phone, so she's totally not there. How do you approach that? She's there, but she's not there.
Ah, damn. And you said be interesting, not interested.
You see, overthinking. You know what I would do? I was like, hey, mind if I keep you company?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's one, right? Or could
What are you thinking? Stop, don't think. Boom, like you're on the spot. What do you do?
What you looking at?
What are you looking at? That's a bit intrusive.
You're looking at
That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't say that one. That's why I was like, that one's
in
too.
the business. Hey, but you
it's too.
Yeah, you gotta be careful on that. Right?
Exactly.
You gotta be careful on that. You don't want to come off intrusive.
Yeah, I never thought you could have a bad answer, but
I told you. That's what I didn't want to say. That's what I didn't want to say. I was like, that answer is not it.
Here's my approach, right? Here's my approach. She's on her phone at the launch, whatever. I'm going to take my phone too and be like, do you want to scroll through my phone too? Because it seems like you want other things to do here. Right? At that point, she's going to look up at me and she's going to say, excuse me? And I'm going to say, I noticed you over here scrolling on phone. I mean, we could scroll together or you could scroll through mine and see if you find something interesting, like put what you're scrolling through on my phone. So at that point, now the conversation is going to start going. At that point, I'm going to be like, I'd like to buy you something. What do you want to drink? So she either tell me what she's already drinking, and I get a second run, and then at that point, we have a conversation. I'm not being intrusive. I'm being interesting, but not interested. I'm not coming with the and be like, hey, beautiful, what are you doing? First of all, when she left her house, she dolly up herself when she left the house.
Exactly.
So she already knows she hot. She already knows she pretty. She already knows she beautiful. Because she intentionally did that to go out. And when she did that, she knew that she's going to get some form of attention. Because women like attention because it boosts their ego. Right? So she went out with that. I don't need to be like, damn, you pretty. Or whatever. I don't need to do that because 10 other guys told her that.
Yeah, that's
But only one guy said, why don't you scroll through mines too? Since you're scrolling through phone. Only one guy said that. She never had that before. So we're going to have the conversation. You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like he said, don't overthink it, man. Just go with it. So
don't be nervous, facial expression, body language is very important. You don't want to be like, don't have your hands in your pockets.
Oh no, I'm not.
Don't fold your arms. Eye contact is very important. When you talk, it'll be like, looking around. Eye contact, And
eye contact.
Don't forget to smile.
Yeah. All those things. They love it. They like smile, they see your teeth, they're like, we got good teeth. Why did the conversation become about my teeth?
Yeah.
They love that. They be like, look at your eye contact. Ooh, I see that you keep looking at my eyes and your eyes are not down there versus some guys just like, my eyes are right here. You're like,
by that time you lost the conversation.
I want to give you a pickup line. It never fails. I was going to do it with you, but I couldn't find like 2 girls, but I would see a girl, I'll bring you with me like, hey, I noticed you since I've been here. I've been trying to talk to you, but I was waiting for my friend so your friend can have somebody to talk to. Like something like that. You remember when I said that?
Yeah.
Like, hey,
isolation too, man.
No, it was like, hey, I've been wanting to talk to you, but I was waiting for my friend. So yeah, your friend got somebody to talk to, your friend will feel left out, you know.
That's actually good, man. That's actually good. And you know what? It actually worked.
It always works.
Yes, because when I got there, and they said what they said, the two girls was like, "Hey, these two guys want to talk to us," and they were there. But that happened.
Yeah, I mean, it never
was it.
fails.
They were looking. Yeah,
It
they
never
were like,
fails.
no, these guys want to talk to me.
I told him, hey, you know, when I come back, I'm gonna bring my cousin so your friend has somebody to talk to. Like she's like, oh, okay, all right. They must have saw you and like, you know, I like how this guy looked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because so they came out. They came out when I got in. So he came to me and he said, "Hey, you know, this is my cousin, so on and so forth that you want to talk to." But at that time, I'm like, I just want to get a drink.
Oh,
Yeah. So I was like, let me get a drink.
You didn't have my back, man.
Yeah. No, hold on. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh,
There's
damn.
different ways to play. Remember what I said earlier, right? You don't want to come out too available. Okay? It did actually work in your favor. But yes, I did kind of drop the ball. But here's how it did work in your favor. While I was getting the drink, I moved from here to here. She moved over here, right where I was at when I was getting the drink. And I said to her, "What are you drinking?" And she said, "No." I said, "Did you order a drink already?" And she said, "Yeah, I ordered so on and so forth." I said, "What are you drinking?" And she told me what she's drinking. I'm waiting for my two to come so that I could, you know, give him one, and I'm getting mine.
Oh,
So she was right there,
mm.
and she was getting a drink for her friend too.
Oh, okay.
When I got mine,
You should have told me that.
and I left, and I went outside.
Mhm.
She came outside with her friend.
Oh.
So it did actually work. I just dropped the ball and didn't capitalize on it a lot.
Yeah, I wasn't outside too. I was getting a drink, and the bartender was taking so long.
Uh-huh.
I think it was just bad timing, you know.
It was, but you know, I will if we see them again, we'll see how it goes.
I feel like he didn't even work on the street, you know. No, not even not on the street. I think that's no. I think that's only good like at a bar setting, you know.
That approach.
Because they're at the bar, so they know people's noticing them, you know.
Yeah, they're gonna see it. Hey, approach, man. Let's approach, man. Man, I've been outside. Where was I? I think I was jogging. She was jogging, and I ran past her, and I said to her, "You finished?" And she said, yeah, I almost jogged around. So yeah, I jogged around. And what I said, you almost jogged around. How far did you jog from? It turns out she did one straight stretch. And I said, and that's your almost go around? And she's like, yeah, I almost made it halfway, and that's good enough for me. And then we started talking. And as we were talking, we ended up talking for like 2-3 hours. And then she said one thing. She's like, damn, you're really confident. And I'm like, with what? She said, you just see me and just started talking to me. To me, it was just a conversation, but to her, it was, you weren't afraid to talk to me. And it turns out she had a very interesting lifestyle. Her lifestyle was so interesting. That same day, we posted something on Instagram. She saw it. We had a lot more conversation, and she was telling me she was in the military too, and she had a rank position in the military. All right, yes, and she'll tell me what she do and how long she been in it. I'm like, damn. So she had this interesting lifestyle. She travels a lot, right? So the fact that she was like, damn, you know, you were so confident with your approach. It was like there was no guard for me to put up or hold up. It was like it just happened. Yeah. And we kept in touch. And guess what, too?
What?
She's married.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the fact she said all of what she said, she's married. But we kept in touch. It wasn't like something where we were like, oh, let's go on a date or whatever. We kept in touch. She just loved the fact that, you made me feel comfortable where I didn't feel like I'm not here. I just felt so comfortable. We talked for like hours that day, man. I'm telling you, like 3 hours we talked. Then her friends came on. And the friends were in the conversation too. And the friends were like, nah, she's like, no, we just met. The friend's like, wait, what? The friend's like, no, we just met. And I felt like I've known him for a long time. And we just talk. Yeah. We cool up until this day, man.
That's what's up.
So this gotta approach, man. Approach. And you're gonna find people that is gonna try to shut your ass down. I don't want to talk to you.
Then move on to the next.
There you go.
Move on
to the next.
If she with her sister, talk to your sister. How's your sister? You know, or your friend, talk to the friend. You see it, if you notice in the group, if I'm talking to one of them, I'm not feeling it, I'm moving to the friend, you know?
Yeah, because as I was keeping them company, I saw you made your plan of attack.
Like, you see the group, you go after the one you want, not the one that's giving you attention or, me, I go to the one that I want.
Yeah.
You know, go for the one that you want.
Mm-hmm.
You go with confidence, you know? So you go for the one you want.
Yep, go for the one you want, man. Be like, nah, I like you. All right, I'm going
not like you. Kind of talk to
no,
everybody.
in your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine you said that out loud,
You-
bro.
it's like,
you gotta have the confidence.
Don't make it
balls
too
to do that.
obvious at first. You know, kind of talk to everybody, like you're interested in everybody, like, you know, talking as friends.
Mhm.
And then, you know, the one that you want say something and you ask her about that, you know.
Mhm.
Kind of exclude her, you know, from the rest of the group, you know.
Just
We're dropping so much insight on the podcast for a lot of guys out there to realize that it's not hard. It's not hard. You just have to go with that confidence and do it. Be interesting, not interested. Because a lot of girls, when they sense that you're interested, oh, I got a man, I got a boyfriend. Oh, I don't got time. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. All of that. They're quick to shut you down because they're getting the attention and they want to dismiss the attention.
Mhm.
But when you
Too
come off
quick.
interesting, they're like, oh, you're funny. I like you. You're interesting. This is different. And then they give you that conversation. And like he said, if you're there and she rejects you, just move on. There's other girls you can talk to. Just move on. We didn't work out. At that moment, we didn't click. We didn't work out. I could click with someone else. Some other guy's going to try to click with you. And that's just it. You're in a social atmosphere. People are trying to click. Okay? It's like speed dating, but without being in front of each other.
I want to try that one day.
Speed dating?
If I did speed dating, I probably would get every girl that comes my way. Honestly, yeah. Honestly, once you start a conversation, that's it. You're hooked, you know?
Yeah, I believe you, man. I believe you.
I still got a way to go though. So
You see what?
I said I still got ways to go.
No, you just need experience, man. That's all.
Let's keep doing it, man. I was told myself, just keep doing it. Even if you say nonsense, just say something. It doesn't matter. Find out what works. Just talk. It's just having a conversation. It's like he said, you have a conversation with a family member, a cousin, or at a reunion, or friends that you know for a long time. Just have a conversation. Because in those conversations, what do you talk about most of the time? Nonsense.
Yeah.
That makes no sense, and then it end up making sense. All right, so let's have the conversation.
All right.
Any question?
Let's see. So we talked about how to approach on the street, on the bar. How about me personally, I wouldn't do it, but like say for instance you have somebody that's interesting on your job. How would you approach that?
I keep work and stuff like that.
Me too, but I just want to know.
But if unless you're a nurse, because everybody's sleeping with everybody in the medical field,
Yes.
you know, and in warehouses,
Yes.
Amazon warehouses and all that.
Yes.
So it depends on the job. If it's like, you know, like BJ's, you know, yeah, easy. But if it's like your career, you know, that might be risky because
be careful.
if things don't work out, you still have to see that person. You can't just block them or continue. So I would be careful with that. You know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even try it. I wouldn't risk it.
I wouldn't either. But I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know.
So you
just
ask a
in
great
case.
look. A lot of people meet on jobs and get married.
That's
and have
true.
long-lasting relationship. There's stories where females say, "Oh, I met him at work," okay, or the guy would be like, "I met my wife at a job," and they have long-term relationships. So to say don't do it is risky. It's really a matter of how do you do it. And for me, here's one of the best way to do it. We get off work.
Mhm.
We have a conversation.
Mhm.
We talk outside of work. where they're more comfortable outside of work to talk. Once you're able to strike that up, it's like you're meeting her outside as a regular person. Because guess what? Every single one of them that go to work, sit down, dress the fanciest, director, so on and so forth, when they're not at work, they're just the next person that wants to be picked up. So you don't need to pick them up on the job. You pick them up outside the job. So if you see them outside the job, be like, hey, how you doing? Be like, hey, how you doing? We work together, right? You guys have a conversation. Be like, okay, so what's up? What's going on? Be like, I'm just having drinks with my friends. And be like, okay, can I join you guys? They'll be like, yeah, join you guys. Have a conversation. Do not talk about work. Go when you're out, you don't talk about work. Be like, hey, so what do you do? We should do this more time, right? Honestly, I didn't take you for this type of person to come out and have a drink. Question, oh, you think because I work at this job, I can't have a life outside of work? There you go. So you want to do that outside of work and have it. And I have been on the job where I approach females on the job and they gave me very little attention. But as soon as they step outside the building, it's a whole different person.
Yeah,
Professionalism.
I know it's a good podcast, but like it's 5 o'clock. The sun's about to go down, So we're gonna put what we discussed out there.
So another day.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, man. Yo, great podcast. We definitely gotta have this conversation here and continue it. All right, guys, don't be afraid to pass through.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, comment, Don't forget to press that like button.
I
No,
remember. I remember, never be less.
We have come to the end of this episode. If you like this episode, share it with your friends. If you ate this episode, share it with your friends. No matter what you do, share it with your friends. If you're new, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss out on relationship talks and insight that helps men, fathers, and you better your relationship.
Yo, me no need no rest. Me I go all out. Do the work now, see me call out. Be the best. Inna me out, no doubt. When me step fresh to the gal I show. Believe in it.